we can see that we got several bullish candles moving the price up right above the 10 and 20 moving averages. So it's telling us that this could be a start of a uptrend right now. So there's more bullish momentum in the market than it was before. Before, there was a lot of consolidation here, which moved price down, and now we're getting that bullish momentum back again in the US dollar. And we can see that from the volume, the rising volume. The volume is above average now, and it's bullish. The rise in volatility and the rise in RSI. So RSI has gone back above the 50% line, which is indicating to us that there's more demand in the US dollar now. There's more interest. Investors are feeling more confident putting their money into the United States dollar right now. But if we look at gold right now, gold is actually doing the opposite. Gold has gone above the monthly close, and it's been on an uptrend ever since the opening of last month in January. And right now, it seems like investors are now taking profits from gold, as you can see from the high volume on gold, which is sell volume, and the high volatility. And also, the opposite to United States, gold is actually crossing the 50% line on the RSI, the opposite direction. So gold is entering a low demand zone. So investors are pulling their money out of gold and going into other assets in the market, such as treasury bonds. Treasury bonds are solid right now because of the expectations that Federal Reserve is going to increase the interest rates. People are rushing to treasury bonds right now, so they're buying it. It's on an uptrend. We're still above the 10 and 20 moving averages, and the volume is also rising on the treasury bonds. And RSI is in a very high position right now. It's showing us high demand in treasury bonds. And of course, look at crypto. This is what we're here for. Crypto, literally, news came out for crypto. Ryan, you want to go through the news? What came out today for crypto?
Yeah, sure. I mean, I completely agree with you. I don't know if you want to touch on some of the stuff, Kana, or if you want me to take it away for now, and then you can jump back in straight after.
Yeah, if you can go through
the news, I'll jump in after. Go to the news.
Cool. All right. So this is something that I've kind of like paid attention to in the last, like, let's say, probably like 2 months now. Something that we kind of covered before, I think, on one of our segments where we did talk about the Bitcoin strategic reserves potentially coming in. And, one of the key indicators that I saw in the market, I think quite some time ago, was that any news on Bitcoin strategic reserve would automatically pump the market. Not necessarily in, like, let's say, a long-term format. It would just give it like a nice little push. And I think one of the things that we are now seeing is we're starting to see confirmation of a crypto strategic reserves, not necessarily just a single Bitcoin strategic reserves, but we're starting to see a broader kind of like outlook on crypto. And one thing that's great as well is the SEC are starting to kind of like be a little bit lenient on what they kind of like, push back on with crypto. We start to see the SEC now say that, meme coins are not a security. That was one thing that kind of like gave the market a little bit of a push. And now we're starting to see industries start to kind of like come in and look at some of these micro cap coins. One thing that I did mention as well, when I think everyone was panicking, everyone was saying there's blood in the market, I think Bitcoin was around 90K, was obviously that we hit resistance levels. It was bound to happen. We was not going to break through 100K, 110K and hold that level the first time. Like, you don't expect those things to happen on any single coin. Like, why would you expect it to happen on Bitcoin? And it kind of like reminded me of like 2021 as well, where we did see the all-time highs for Bitcoin, and then we started to see a little bit of a pullback as well. And one thing that kind of pushed the market back up in that 2021, 2022 period was the fact that Tesla came in and Elon Musk came in, and it pushed Bitcoin back up to its all-time high prices again. And we started to see like a double top. And now I'm starting to see something similar. With this time, it's now the crypto strategic reserves, which is the main narrative of the conversation. And yeah, guys, like literally, it was pretty obvious. And this was something that I posted 28th of February. It was a small little bounce from Bitcoin. I was like, guys, like we're going to start to see the narrative flip very, 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 very quickly. And to be honest, this post didn't even last a single day. It didn't even last a week. Like, everyone sold their bags to the whales. And well done. Like, if you did buy the bottoms like Amir did, well done to you as well. But if you did panic, it's part of the whole it's part of market manipulation. Like, guys, we saw this coming. It was gonna happen eventually. It's just the fact that we just didn't know it was gonna happen on a Sunday, like of all days. Like, guys, I've never seen news like this on a Sunday for crypto, but here we are. We're in a new time. So Trump names cryptocurrencies to be in strategic reserve, and obviously the prices spiked straight away. So this is Reuters. So we're starting to see a lot of mainstream media articles pump this news out that Donald Trump is announcing the crypto strategic reserves. Of course, he did mention the coins that were, I think, established in America at first. I think he wanted to kind of like give a backing to the coins that were founded in America, and he wants, you know, the United States to be a crypto hub for crypto, and it's a part of his Make America Great Again campaign in making sure that crypto is #1 in America. And he mentioned XRP, it shot up straight away. Solana, it shot up straight away. Cardano, the coin that we all hate, we don't know the use purpose for it, we don't know why it's here, but it's still here. That even shot up. And yeah, like that's one thing that we kind of like expected. And a lot of people were like, he's not mentioning Bitcoin, he's not mentioning Ethereum. But guys, come on, like, you knew that this was going to happen. Of course, he was going to mention Bitcoin and Ethereum as part of the crypto strategic reserves. And, you know, Donald Trump, he's the president of the United States. He's arguably the most famous person on the planet. And now he's saying, I also love Bitcoin and Ethereum. Like, come on, it was bound to happen. I think a lot of people kind of were like scared of what was happening with crypto because of what happened with the Biden administration, as Trump alludes to. But a lot of these things that they're starting to pump right now I've got a theory that it's going to be to do with the gold at Fort Knox, and I think they're not going to find everything there that they expect to find there, and then I think eventually it will lead to maybe utilization of the blockchain for verification of things like gold potentially. Who knows? I mean, the blockchain is available for a lot of things that you can do in the market. So yeah, this was Eric Trump who posted it at 4:44 p.m. That's a nice little time there. I do like the 444s. But yeah, guys, this was going to happen. I kept saying it on the podcast multiple times that you have to kind of like believe that Donald Trump is going to lead, a regime that is going to be backing Bitcoin and having it more utilized within America. And a lot of things that people started to kind of like, not look at is the overall macro. And Amir, you was bang on the money with a lot of the things that you were saying with, the money supply. On February 28th, we started to see $825 billion added to the US stock market, which was kind of like my indicator that things were kind of like changing again. And yeah, that was like the moment that I started to say, yeah, okay, it does look like the market will flip again, and hence my tweets as well. I kind of saw it coming. But yeah, no, guys, we can even tell, look how many people are here already. We've already got like a good 300, 400 people in, and we're only 19 minutes into the podcast.
420. You just hit 420, brother. For the
Wow,
culture.
wow.
421 bucks in the door. You killed it. Now we're at 420.
Yes.
We're over.
Yes. We're so high right now on the prices, and we're high on Donald Trump pumping the market. So guys, you have to be ready for things like this. This news is going to come quickly. News is going to come very, very fast. A lot of the things that I mentioned to Amir previously in our conversations, like one-to-one, is that the industries are going to come when people are scared of the market, and like I said before, Elon Musk was the one that kind of like started that rally again in 2021, 2022 for the double top. And now we've got Donald Trump who's leading that, that bull run again. So yeah, kind of, do you want to take away some of the stuff that Amir may have missed out, or things that you've got to speak about?
Oh, why not? All right, we are looking at the total market cap of crypto. I'll put it on full screen so it becomes a little easier. Let's jump into the 3-day. Let's do a zoom out to start. And where we've been talking, and last episode, this is like past midnight for me, so I'm always a little tired. We talked about $1 a second. I think I said $1 a second takes about 12 days to get to $1 million. And $1 a second, I think I said it takes 27 years. I was wrong. It takes just over 31. I think it's 31.7. I should have Googled it. But it explains the difference of how big the money is. And we're in, as I've said before, uncharted territory with our total market cap. And total market cap, I've been asked this a lot this last couple of weeks. It's all the money that's in crypto. It's all the money that's in Bitcoin and Ethereum, all your little shit coins and altcoins and AI tokens. That all together right now is sitting just over at $3 trillion. And you can see where we had this rectangle where we said we want to stay within it, and it seems to be bouncing back and forth. And we talked about how much money that really was. If we go to the candle of our most recent peak, and we go down to just a few days ago, we lost $1 trillion. That's huge in less than 2 weeks. And then just recently now, we're coming right back up with a slight little pullback to just shy of 500 billion, so $500 billion coming back in. And it's being injected a lot faster than it came out. And that is probably due to the news of Trump saying what's in his portfolio on Sunday, which I agree, right? What the fuck? And interesting that we're bouncing off this rectangle that we had. So if we go in now on a smaller time frame and see our daily, it gets a little interesting here too, right? Because we did break below our 200 EMA. And I don't really get panicky on a daily 200 EMA because typically it is pretty quick up and down underneath it. You dance with it from now and then. But when I see a 200 EMA being broken on a 3-day or a weekly, that's when you'll see me come to you guys, our audience and our friends and our family and be like, now I got to question this bullish stance. I haven't had to question any of the bullish stance. Even last week, I said I was still bullish. This was a little bit deeper than I said, like earlier in the show, than I thought we would get into. But if you look right around where it hit, if we just take this top consolidation area here, right, and we just drag it across, here we are at this point as resistance. At this point, we're support, and here we're kind of bouncing in between it. You can see we came right down to it, and it acted as support. So stinky wicks, we talked about those. Obviously, this is the total market cap, so that money was only gone for a short period of time when it left. And when we talk about the belly of the bear and where to get in and enter, we're starting to see the belly and hopefully getting another bullish cross for movement to the upside for indicating more money into the market. And when we look on a 3-day, this is also what's bullish here, is we've come into this belly of the bear of a micro bear, right? Our EMA crosses are these micro bears and micro bulls. And we're starting to look like the shift towards the upside again due with that news. But what is this telling us? Right now, here's our low. Our last micro bear was down here, right? So we've made a higher low. We're still bullish momentum when we zoom out on the total market cap, which means there's a very good chance it's starting to look like money is moving back into the markets. And FOMO will start to happen, and we'll start to see it flow into the different coins and things like that. But we also know there will be steps along the way. But I mean, look at the 4-hour here. Look at the 15-minute. Oops. It's just big green dildos, as Tom always calls them. Like, look at it.
Wow.
And our critical greed or fear was firing. It was telling you this is all oversold in this area, the market, right? And now critical greed is firing in the exact opposite direction. And in the span of 2 hours and 30 minutes, we had just shy of $300 billion injected into the market. That's the power of news.